Hi, Bubbles. Hi, baby. Hi, hi, I love you too. I know. Have you ever tried to hang on to something that you knew you couldn't any longer? I've I've been going through some photographs lately and looking at my some pictures from a long time ago when I was a some of them from when I was a teenager. I I had a passion and still do to this day for ducks and waterfowl and birds in general. I enjoyed getting out in the wild, getting out to the lake and watching them daily almost. Where I grew up, there was a lake not too far from me, only about half a mile. I could ride my bike to it, and it was a really beautiful lake, marsh habitat. And every year in the spring and the fall, the waterfowl would just pour into that place. Get out of there, Charlie. Get out of there. Go on. Anyway, I looked forward every spring and fall to the waterfowl coming through, and I would watch the flights come in and sit there until dark, watching the birds. I ended up. I was a hunter. My dad was a hunter, and I remember getting into taxidermy. My parents bought me a kit when I was young, a herder's taxidermy kit, and I did my first duck and fish, and they were rude and crude, but I think back on that and what it was. I remember loving the birds so much, but I still hunted them. And nowadays, I've changed my tune a little bit. I don't have the heart for it anymore. I don't have a problem with anybody else doing it. For me, it wasn't so much the feeling of wanting to go out and kill. It was wanting to possess that beauty of the. I wanted to see them in my hand. I wanted to touch them and experience them. I know that sounds really contradictory to the actual process of hunting and killing them, but I wanted to possess them, I guess. And the taxidermy just was another extent of that. It was wanting to preserve them so that I could watch them, or not watch them, but see them year round or experience them all the time. I think that must have been what it was. And I think about that now, and I think maybe it wasn't so much the killing, which I know it wasn't. It was wanting to keep that beauty, always hold on to that beauty and possess it, basically. But essentially, that's, I think, what it came down to, is wanting to hold on to that beauty and have it. As I've aged, I realized that that's not what I want to do anymore. I get more pleasure seeing them in the wild and knowing that they're just watching them or seeing them. What I do miss is the hunting gave me an excuse to go out on a cold, December day and see them in their habitat in a way that most people don't. Unless you're a hunter and you get up early and you go out to a lake or a river that's partially frozen with ice coming down it, and it's 10 degrees or 0 degrees and it's freezing, and you watch these birds come in with the sun hitting them and the light hitting them in that cold environment where you're the only one out there seeing them. Everybody else is sleeping in bed, and seeing them existing out in that environment is a beautiful thing. Some of the things I've seen with my eyes of the beauty that make me loved it, that made me love it, was the sun coming up, and before the sun's rays have even hit me, it's hitting up above, and birds might coming over the top of you, and the sun is already hitting them, and the sun shining on them, and you're waiting for the rays of the sun to warm you, and they're already in it up above you, flying over. Little things like that. The sights and the sounds that I miss, because that was something you only will experience if you have the dedication to get up at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and go out to the marsh and sit in the wet, marshy land, marshy marsh, and sit out there with them and see how they start their day. I really don't know what this video, where this is going, other than to say, looking at a photo and looking back at your past can bring back memories of what shaped you. And that has shaped me into what I am today. I still love wildlife, and I've tried to pursue art in any way I can. And I think maybe that's why I garden. I'm looking around here. You can't see them from the camera angle, but I planted daylilies this year, and they're coming up, and they have their own beauty. I have vegetables that are coming up. They're beautiful. Each one of them is a work of art in their color and the way they're shaped, and the birds I draw into my feeders every year. They're beautiful and a work of art. The orioles I bring in the spring, and in the winter when I feed them, all the different varieties that come, and I can experience the life in the backyard, even in winter. So I think that's, for me, what it is the whole wanting to have beauty around me, basically. Now that I'm older and I'm softened, the beauty doesn't have to be in the form of taking a life. It can be creating life with a garden or a birdhouse I put up, and watching the fledglings, the babies emerge from a nest that I put up, and just watching the life in my backyard. Kind of a roundabout way to get to saying that your garden can bring you closer to nature and let you enjoy the beauty of the world, what's around you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give me a thumbs up and give me a like if you would, and I hope you come back. My name's Dennis. Take care.